Hey everybody, and welcome to Shadow Healer 101. I'm going to be doing a reading for a situation. This is going to be for Pisces, the spirit body of Pisces. Uh, yeah, so let's get started. Readings are late, but I had posted yesterday that I was going to be doing the readings, a certain kind of way. So you guys were supposed to get your readings yesterday, but I got really busy, and that impeded me from being able to get it done. So I started yesterday night, and I'm doing it now. I'm finishing. You guys are the sixth time I'm doing. You're the last of the water signs. So let's get started. This is for Pisces. Lord and just spirit guides. Give me the message for Pisces. Lord and just spirit guides. Not what they want to see, not what I want to see, but the truth. Pisces. Lord and just spirit guides. Give me the message for Pisces. Okay. Solitude. Alone but not lonely. Okay. Let me see if I can go out a little bit. Uh, Crap. Sorry guys, my table is a mess. I've been super busy. Like, leave me alone. uh, so we have solitude, alone but not lonely. Yeah, everything in perfect balance. And then we have epiphany, reveal your gifts. So I feel like someone is taking a break. I feel like for some of you, actually, this was a process. This has been you being in break. I feel like this break was needed for some of you. I feel like this coronavirus has helped some of you, and I know it certainly helped me get a lot of things in my life in order. And for you guys, it seems like that's been the case as well. Someone here it's like they're rediscovering themselves because that's a focal point. They are rediscovering themselves, they're rediscovering their desires. They've taken this time, they've made good use of it. And all these crazy energies that keep hitting us, that's the Eight of Cups I see at the bottom of the deck. Before I started shuffling, when I picked up the deck, I saw the Eight of Cups. So I'm throwing that out there. I don't know if that's gonna play a part in the reading, but I'm just throwing it out there because I felt for some reason like I should. So with that, the Ace of Swords, yeah, someone is cutting through the crap. I feel like there's been a lot of detoxing happening, or at least the focus has been on detoxing. I feel like some of you, there's been a lot of detoxing. Yeah, cutting out the crap. I said it, Seven of Cups. This to me is to pay attention to the red flag because of all the red flags. And then there's this person stealing. Together, this makes an Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords will be, what is the Eight of Swords? Mental prison. So someone is breaking free also from self-sabotaging behavior. Some of you are also learning that it's a lot better. There's a difference between, and it's funny because I say this all the time, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. I got that from Oprah years ago. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And that's a Nine of Pentacles energy. Someone is stepping into the Nine of Pentacles energy here. And they're deciding not to indulge anymore into things that are not to their benefit. They're deciding not to indulge anymore. You have the Eight of Pentacles. We have two eights here. And eights represent cycles, and we have a four. So we have two eights here. We have an Ace of Swords and a Seven of Swords. Those of you that have followed my channel, I add up my cards when they're of the same element. The Eight of Pentacles, work, effort. I feel like someone is planting seeds. Someone is doing work. That's a Hermit. Yep. That's not alone but not lonely energy, because that's what the Hermit signifies. The Hermit goes into seclusion to get answers. You have shone a light, or your focus, and it's funny because the Eunoia is number 8 as well. And it's funny because now that I noticed, the Hermit, which I never noticed before, is number 9. So go from 8, 8, 9. Interesting. Progress, growth. And then the Eunoia is number 8 as well. I'm noticing a lot of 888, and that makes it makes it very obvious to me that someone has been stuck in a cycle, maybe with a specific person. But I feel like a lot of you, it's more because the message, I want to say, oh, there's someone that, but not every message is a love message. It could be a love message, but how it's coming to me is that someone has broken free of a cycle. Whether that cycle comes in the form of a person, then if it comes in the form of a person, then it's a person. But I'm getting a cycle of behavior. Detox. What did I say? Quite literally, I said someone has been detoxing, or the focus is now on detoxing. Some of you are being forced into the hangman energy. Free yourself. Liberation, free yourself. And oblivion, open your arms. This is you finally, this is detox, cleanse and restore yourself. Yup, that's in the shadow. But the fact that that's showing up in the shadow, it makes me feel like this process would have already just started. For those I'm reading for, if you've been on the process, then good. But I feel like for some of you, the process, well, actually, those I'm reading for, the process has just started, because you've just been made aware of the process and what has to be done. Keep in mind, we did have a full moon in Scorpio like 2 weeks ago. That energy was very powerful. A lot of things were revealed. Pluto is in retrograde, Capricorn is in retrograde. A lot of things, and I said Capricorn is in retrograde, and Capricorn's card falls out. The Eight of Wands, yeah, and that's what I said. Someone has been made aware of the What did I say? I said you're going to be put in a hangman energy, or you're going into a hangman energy. This is Pisces. This is, what do I always say about the hangman? The hangman is when God puts a pause so that everybody involved can take accountability for the parts that they played in a situation. What do I always say about the hangman? The hangman is when God puts a pause so that everybody involved can take accountability for the parts they played in a situation. And the reason I'm repeating it is so that you guys know that this is really something I say. I'm not just speaking out of my ass. Like, I have it fucking tattooed on my brain because it's something I say all the time. Because that's how I read the hangman energy. People say the hangman is a pause or is a, stagnation. The hangman, first of all, is a fucking major arcana. Respect it. It's a major arcana. He has a halo at his head. I always talk about that all the time on this channel. He has a halo. Halos represent ascension, wisdom, not so much knowledge, more wisdom. And through wisdom, knowledge is putting wisdom into practice. That's how I look at knowledge. That's something I say also. Knowledge is putting wisdom to practice. So someone here is getting wisdom. Some of you've been forced into a hangman energy by the universe. You've been forced into the hangman energy. Because, yeah, you've been forced into it. Judgment. Yup. Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Do you notice a pattern here? Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Do you notice like the repeating energy? And then the Hangman. You've been, like, I'm telling you, you've been forced into a position. The universe is literally forcing you into solitude. But now it's like, but that happened. I feel like that happened. And the reason it happened was so that you can be aware. Because, and I always tell people this, something I say again all the time, another thing I say on this channel. A lot of times we put so much focus on move, go. You have something you want to do, go do it. Or, we get so stuck in our own way and mindsets and what we want and how we want it to be done. And we forget sometimes that it's not just us that has a decision to make. You play a huge part, a humongous part. The biggest part, I would say, but also the smallest part in a way. Oh, that rhymes. The biggest part, I would say, also the smallest part in a way. That rhymes. But you do. In the way you think, in what you go for, in how you see your energy, in how you love yourself, in what Eight of Swords in reverse. What did I tell you? I told you the Eight of Swords. What did I say? What did I say? Oh, I already put the cards back in the deck. Remember when the Ace of Swords came out and the Seven of Swords came out, and I said someone has been put in this is the Eight of Swords, the Judgment Call, and it's funny because I said it's not just your decision to make, and then this message comes up. The Judgment Call, it was in your favor, it is in your favor, but that's the Eight of Swords in reverse. The universe is literally trying to, and that's why the universe is forcing you into a hangman energy to help you release yourself from this. And I feel like some of you are finally starting to understand that the universe is actually not working against you. It's actually trying to help you. I don't remember what card was on the table with this. I'm just going to leave that there. I remember the Seven of Swords. Yeah, and then the the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I remember these two. I know this one was off. The Two of Swords. Yeah, this is the card that was... Because this one had already come out. I know that. So this will be the Two of Swords. Together, that means the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords represents surrender. We have the World at the bottom of the deck. Jupiter energy. Jupiter energy. Page of Wands. Revival. I look at the Page of Wands. To me, the Page of Wands represent energy. They're fire. They represent energy. So when I look at the Page of Wands, depending on the energy, but to me, it would represent revival. Kind of like renewal of energy, rebirth, because that's the youngest. kind of like going back to the basics, energetically, feeling good again, getting to that place within yourself where you're good again. The universe is trying to get you, you're needing to surrender something that you've not been wanting to surrender, but you're being forced now to notice it. It's funny because about a month or two ago, I had said something like, I feel like a lot of people are going to be getting divorced. I can't wait to the end of the year to go on Google because I'm a Virgo. I like to collect information. I'm constantly asking questions. I can't wait to see the end of the year, how many people get divorced now that we're all being forced to sit with our decisions. This was what this has been about. Sit with your decisions, your personal decisions, your interpersonal decisions, connecting with family, the decisions you made with your family, your government, who you voted for, how, whether or not you got your stimulus check, how is that playing out for you? Like we're all being forced to sit and listen. And I've listened. I was forced to sit. Trust me, I was forced to sit my ass down. When I tell you the universe told me, sit your ass down, guys, it freaked me out. It was intense. That Scorpio full moon was intense. But guess what? I know the power and I know why it was there and I understand what the energy was there for. I didn't understand it at that point, but when the energy started shifting, like when I was going through it, I didn't understand it. And then people started saying things to me. I noticed that they started saying, like, I would talk to this person and they would say something. And then I'll talk to this person and it would be something similar. And I'm like, wait. And then I'll go and talk to this other person and it's something similar. I'm like, okay, so now I'm noticing a pattern. The universe is trying to tell me something through people. And if it's getting to that point where it's doing it through people, then it means that it's something that I'm really not listening to. Or I've just gotten myself too stuck in the mud. So you are gonna be you're gonna be forced into a hangman. You're gonna be forced into a hangman because you've been refusing to surrender, whatever this is that what is this that they've been refusing to surrender? Because this is the Ten of Swords, but it's in reverse, which the Eight of Swords in reverse, which means that someone was refusing to surrender. The world, yeah, I know they were refusing in reverse. Remember the world came up with this same card earlier? But let's see. And I said Jupiter energy, do you remember? I'm noticing all the synchronicity. Someone is definitely getting forced into the hangman energy. Their spirit guides are definitely forcing them into the hangman energy because they've not been listening. Too confused, too overwhelmed. This person is a maybe person. This person is a maybe person. The Queen of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Nine of Cups. Those of you where you've been forced into the hangman already, because I have to throw that out there because it's coming to me in my head. Those that have been forced is not really the cards, it's just what's coming in my head. So those of you that have been forced into the hangman energy already, now it's time for you to rest and relax. Others of you are going into that process. Good luck to you. I tell people all the time, when God speaks, listen. Because God can scream. And you don't want God screaming at you. I just went through that very recently. You don't want God screaming at you. Even though with my nature, I have an Aries moon, I would scream right back. And I have. And I did. You know. But I got the message loud and clear. And I knew what I had to do for myself and for others. And I knew where I had to step up. So my point is, we have to be aware when the universe is letting us know that there are certain things that are needed to be done. When you ignore energy long enough, don't get surprised when things start falling apart. That's a tower energy. So right now you're being forced into the hangman. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. That things you don't like, self-sabotage. Again, the devil. Listen. Some of you, this is a relationship. Some of you, this is a soulmate cycle you've been stuck in, you know, talking about I love this person, I love them so much, I care about them so much, they mean everything to me. Someone here is stuck, and they really don't have to be. This is a decision they're making on their own. They're stuck. And this has been a while. I'm also, but the funny thing is, even though I'm seeing the devil and the seven of swords, it's quite literally telling me that I shouldn't talk about other people. I should talk about you, which makes me feel like, well, that's generally how it works, anyways, because it's always about you. Every soul in this world is an individual soul. Every soul journey in this world is individual. You will meet a lot of soulmates. You will bump into them. People seem to think that soulmates are only romantic. Oh no, I know someone that's a soulmate of mine. Actually, I just met someone even recently that's a soulmate of mine, and it wasn't that. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't, But I recognized it when it was happening. I told her, I said, I've known this happens. I've had it happen with other people, but this is the first time I'm actually recognizing it happening while it's happening. And it was a healthy soulmate, and that told me a lot about where I am in my life and what lessons I've learned and how far I've come. Really, all I can say is good luck, Pisces. Of all the readings, you guys are the only one that has not been has, I would say, been, I wouldn't say bad. I don't consider my messages bad. If it's what you need to hear, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, that's negative energy, and that's negative energy. If it's what you need to hear, then that's what you need to hear, and that's just that. So I'm not going to say it's a bad energy. It's not. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, this is very, very toxic, and, all you need to do is think positive. No, it's not. That's not all you need to do. There's an overhaul you need to do in energy. And maybe that's why some of you would rather have stayed stuck where you were. Some of you, you're stuck to a job. Some of you are just stuck to a life, living a life that you don't want to live, but thinking you want to live that life, but knowing you don't want to live that life, but thinking you want to live that life, convincing yourself that you want to live that life. Seven of Cups, convincing yourself. Queen of Swords, Five of Wands. This is you convincing yourself. But the convincing has ended because you've been forced into solitude. And now you're being aware, you're being made aware, and you're now becoming conscious of why you're in solitude, of why you may not be getting that thing that you want, because you need an overhaul in energy. Some of you have done that work, and now it's time for you to rest and relax and recoup from the battle. Others of you are literally about to go into the battle. Right now, you're sitting the Hangman. I've not seen a lot of towers, but I feel like the tower happened before. And again, I can't emphasize enough. I keep wanting to say, oh well, but this person and black, maybe some of you were in a toxic relationship, but it's quite literally, it's like, talk about them. Deep, you guys, whoever is watching, talk about them. Or whoever is watching that, if the message is for, it's not going to be for anybody, everybody. Talk about them is what they're telling me. Let them know what they've been doing wrong. If a person hits you once and you forgive them, and you go back home and they hit you again and you forgive them, at some point you have to say, okay, you're hitting me. At some point you have to say, okay, I like my face, and I like my life, and I don't like fear, and I don't like pain. At some point you say that and you walk away. And I'm trying to be careful of saying it, because abuse is a mental thing too. It's not just physical. Even if it's physical abuse, that's mentally damaging. So I'm trying to be careful to not put the blame on the victim. But when it's all said and done, I've gone through abuse myself, and I know at some point you get that choice, or it becomes very obvious to you that this is not where I want to be anymore. And I'm not saying this is an abusive relationship, but what I'm saying is, when you've done a certain kind of thing, and you've done it, and you've done it, and you've done it, and you've gotten the same results, maybe you need to sit down and evaluate that thing and look at where it's cracking or creaking or not working right. This is what happens when human beings, we put our minds to things, and then we say we have to have this thing. Nothing wrong with having dreams, nothing wrong with going for the things that you want to do, but are they in alignment with you? Is the question. There are a lot of very rich people in this world that are very miserable because the money is not in alignment with them. What they had to do to get to the money, the process, the parts of themselves they had to kill off, the parts of others they had to kick down just to get to where they are. It's not a beautiful feeling. So while they may seem like they have everything, they have nothing, and they know they have nothing. Some of them, and that's why a lot of them will start doing a lot of other things to get away from having to deal with themselves. Drugs, alcohol, whatever. Women, men, whatever. You see this a lot in Hollywood. You see this a lot. You will see it a lot with athletes and that kind of stuff. My point is it in alignment with you? What you think you're fighting for? Is it in alignment with you? Who you think you are? Because this is who you think you are. The universe is quite literally telling you it's not. Someone who has created a world around themselves but they're shooting themselves in the foot. And they know it. And those who don't know it yet, you're about to find out. But I feel like you know it already. I feel like you know it already. That's in your surface mind. That's what you're thinking about with the solitude. Someone is about to be forced into the hangman energy so that they can free themselves out of something. So that they can completely overhaul. And that's another thing too. That's why I keep using that word overhaul, because that's what I think about when I say the hangman too. And it's been a very long time since I thought about that or used that word to describe the hangman card or the energy that I'm getting from it. But that's what I'm getting from it today, right now. It's been years. I've had this channel for 2.5 years almost. It's been literally like a year and a half or more since I used the word overhaul to describe the hangman. And yeah, because like I said, I have a sentence that I usually use to describe the hangman. The hangman is when God puts a pause so that everybody involved can take accountability for the parts they played in the situation. Do you see how I'm saying take accountability for the parts they have played in the situation? Not the other person and what they did to you, but what you have done in that situation, how you have enabled the behavior, or how you have kept yourself there. At some point, we have to look at ourselves and say, okay, I fucked up. I very recently did that. Oh, I very recently did that. And then I had to reconstruct. When I told that I was in a hangman energy, I was in it was a hangman, but the hangman usually comes with a tower. Those two energies to me are almost like they come hand in hand. It's up to you. I don't feel at this point that it's even up to you anymore. The universe is taking charge at this point. Good luck. Good luck. If you like a private reading, check the description box down below. If you like a ritual, check the description box down below. Like, share, subscribe, follow me on Insta and Go. Stay blessed, and I wish you the best. Bye-bye.